Do you think the Niners will make the playoffs next season after? I mean, most of their moves are done, barring some dramatic June 1st trade. Think they'll make the playoffs?
I think so.
I think,
I
yeah,
think
like
so. I think they'll be right on the edge. But my question is, do you think if they don't, that Kyle's in trouble, or do you think he's had that talk already with Jed?
yes.
Saying, hey, I just need some time.
Well, doesn't it depend? Like, if they miss the playoffs, wouldn't it depend? Like, why? Let's say they miss the playoffs and Kyle's offense is good, but Salah's defense sucks. Then maybe that's not on Kyle. But what if they miss the playoffs, but Salah's defense is killer, and Kyle's
that's how I
offense
think it's gonna
is
be.
a problem? Then it's like, man, maybe you lost it, dude. Maybe you're burnt out.
No, because then Kyle's gonna say, well, I let you guys pick the first 6 picks.
That's true. That's
know?
true. But you don't play rookies anyway, Kyle.
Exactly.
True.
I don't know. I feel like if the Niners don't make the playoffs, that just looks really bad on Brock Purdy. We have the easiest schedule in the league, and you want to get paid that much money, and you can't bring us to the freaking playoffs. Like,
it's not a good look.
No.
So, can we agree that the Rams are the best team in the division right now, on paper?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But hey,
so
I actually have a question.
And would we agree that the Seahawks are the worst team in the division on paper?
Yep.
I think the Seahawks are horrible, and I'll stand by that to the day.
Okay. So we agree on that. Okay.
Yes.
So that leaves the Niners and the Cardinals. So the Cardinals were 8-9 last year, I believe, and the Niners were 6-11. And the big difference was that the Cardinals beat them twice. Which team do you think has improved more this offseason? Objectively speaking.
Actually, that's actually a tough question because the Cardinals did have a great draft.
They both kind of tried to do the same thing. They both tried to really revamp their defenses.
They did.
I'm gonna say the Niners.
Okay. Why?
I think I'm gonna say the Niners too. Let me search up the Cardinals draft.
Because the Cardinals,
they got Salah.
Like that, and
that's big.
And two, the Cardinals, like, they filled holes, right? Like with the defensive line, like they didn't have anybody last year to even like think about getting sacks or really causing pressure.
Right.
Getting Walter Nolan, obviously we love the Walter Nolan. I thought that's a great pick, but
good outside fit in that scheme too.
Yeah, it's a good fit too. But outside of that, it's like the Niners got like the Cardinals didn't really get anybody in my mind that plays off of each other. Like they did get Will Johnson, and if that's a boomer bust pick because of the injury. Like
right.
If it booms, like that's a number one corner. But they didn't really get many players that kind of play off each other. Whereas like the Niners got, a bunch of D-line guys,
run defenders that'll work together.
They got a linebacker that's specifically tailored to those D-line guys. So I just feel like the holes that they filled holes, and they also like filled something where they played together. Whereas like Cardinals was just filling holes, and I think they do have a lot more holes still.
But they did.
Let me make a case for the Cardinals real quick, Maj, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
The Niners and the Cardinals both tried to revamp their D lines, and they both did a really interesting job. I'm not saying the Niners did better, but the Niners went full rookie, whereas the Cardinals went both. They got Walter Nolan and Jordan Birch, but then they also signed Calais Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson. And Josh Sweat.
So,
you could argue that like right away their D line might be, but I mean the Niners still have Bosa, so it's a tough one. I mean, do the Cardinals have a better D line than the Niners? I don't know. Depends.
See. Grant, do you think the Niners are going to make the playoffs?
I don't know. I feel like yes. I feel like they should. I think bringing back Salah is going to help so much. And even though they have a bunch of rookies starting, I think the defense should be good to really good. And then the offense is like, okay, like can Purdy stay healthy? Can Trent stay healthy? Can Christian stay healthy? When's Brandon coming back? Like there's so many questions with the offense. It has all the potential to be elite. It does, but it also has the potential to be a mess.
Yeah, but you know what I'm excited for? Is it can't be a mess.
Yep, it can't.
You know what I mean? Like
right
now we don't have Ayuk for probably the first like I'm gonna say at least probably 5 games if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then no Debo, right? Like
those are 2 divas.
Can this offense be a mess without people like you asking him in the post game presser? about what's going on and him getting talked from Jed. Like he's gonna have to.
PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So you know when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell him Grant sent you.
He's gonna have to get.
And it does seem like they're locked in much more than last year, right? Like they're all being like, we had an awful offseason last year. We need everyone here, and everyone's there essentially, including Trent Williams, theoretically.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to be creative. You know how many times I feel like he was like, "All right, let's get creative." Look down at his call sheet, and it was like,
nothing.
All of them have Deebo in it.
Yeah.
And he just goes back to Deebo. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm really curious to see his plan for Christian McCaffrey in 2025 because I feel like that plan could make or break the season. If it's, hey, Christian's healthy, we're going to give him 20 carries a game. Like, I don't take this team seriously. But if it's like, okay, hold on, this is an older Christian. We have a new plan for Christian. We're going to give him 10 carries, and maybe 6 of them will be outside the tackles, and we're going to give him 8 targets, and he's going to be important. But the tough yards in September and October, November are going to go to Jordan James or whoever it is. Yeah. If that's the plan, then I think the Niners have a real shot. But Jordan James has to be good. I think he is.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Jordan.
Is he better than Jordan Mason? He doesn't fumble.
I'd love Jordan Mason.
I'm going to miss Jordan Mason. I do agree with you, Grant, though. I feel like the Niners can't do what they did with CMC. Like, right when CMC came back, you could kind of tell he was going, he wasn't, like, you couldn't tell he was going to get injured, but just the way Kyle Shanahan was using him, we used him way too much. Yep. Way too much. So this year, use Garendo, use Jordan James. These are 2 guys you guys got. Garendo's injury prone, but Jordan James, I have a really good feeling Jordan James could be something special. Like those he had zero fumbles in college, and we all know when they come to the Niners, he's just going to be a fumble machine probably. But I don't know. That's something I really like as well. He's kind of a hard runner. And Grant, you said he didn't have speed. I was watching tape on the guy. He's got speed, man.
I said
You said that last live. Yeah, you said he doesn't have like really.
No, I said he doesn't.
You said that.
He's a 4.55 guy. He's not slow.
So then Nick said that. So I don't know. I'm excited.
I mean, like, what did McCaffrey run? Like 4.49?
I think so.
But if you watch McCaffrey's film versus Jordan James, they're not even comparable in college.
4.48. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, McCaffrey was one of the craziest things you'll ever watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope so. To your point, I hope they don't run him.
The Cardinals are such an interesting test for them because the Cardinals beat them twice last year. And
I think we're better now, though. I think we're a better team.
The Cardinals have the second best running offense in the league. Like, they really do run the ball really well. They averaged 5.3 yards per carry last year.
Yeah, but against
James Conner's so tough. Kyler's so quick.
I think this defensive line that we just drafted, I don't think any team is going to run on us. There's no way. No way. You got CJ West, Alfred Collins.
To build the defensive line that way, because you got to face the Cardinals are that kind of team.
Yeah. Yes. I think our run defense is going to be really good. And then on top of it too, like, I think Nick Martin, like guys like Nick Martin and Upton Stout fit right in with stopping somebody like a Kyler Murray. You know,
I just think it's unfair to write off the Seahawks because they did beat the Niners once last year, and their defense they have a good defensive coach. I don't know what they're doing on offense, but the offense, I mean, it's Clint Kubiak.
Dude, if Darnold beats us 2 times a year,
oh my God, that would
I don't see it happening.
No,
But
No. There's no way that
lose
happens.
full if Darnold beats us 2 times a year.
There's no way he's beating us twice. I don't know. I just feel I do think the Niners. I'm very optimistic for this season.
Hold on, but let's be scientific about it. Let's not be optimistic. So we all agree that the Rams are probably going to win the division. So the Niners are looking at wild card spot most likely. All right. So who do we think the 3 wild card teams are going to be in the NFC off the top of our heads?
Packers.
Okay, Packers are a good call.
Packers,
Niners, Washington. That's the thing. The East has Philly and Washington.
Yeah. So probably Washington.
It's going to be tough. It's not going to be so easy.
It's not going to be easy.
Imagine the Cowboys miss the playoffs.
Imagine the Lions miss the playoffs. Because, I mean, I feel like losing Ben Johnson is going to really hurt them. That's my big, bold prediction.
Oh, my gosh. I just thought about that. Yeah, so if they take a step back and the Bears take a step up.
And have you guys seen
the Vikings could take a step up? Like the Vikings, they added a bunch of players because they didn't sign Darnold. They added Hargrave and Mason and a couple other guys.
But did you guys see Aiden Hutchinson running on his leg? It does not look good. It did not look great. I don't know. I
wouldn't bet on the Lions this year. They kind of got humiliated, and they still have Jared Goff, and they know he's not the guy. And then they lost Ben Johnson. Like, how confident can they be? Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals factor in the flavor with none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Cohn50off at factormeals.com/Cohn50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
But also the Bears for acting like they were going to win the Super Bowl last year. So I don't know.
Yeah, Bears.
Yeah, I don't know if the Bears are going to make the playoffs this year just because they got Ben Johnson. I just feel like the Lions are going to fall back.
I don't know.
Like the Vikings are still going to be good. I think JJ's good.
Yeah, the Bears still have to put it together. I'm not saying they're going to be bad, and I'm not saying they're going to be good. They just got to put it together, and some teams can do that, some teams can't. Look at the Nashville.
I think the Commanders are for real. I think they're going to still be good, even though they won a bunch of close games.
The Commanders? Who did you say?
The fact that the Commanders got Trey Amos at pick 61 or 63 is the most criminal steal of the draft.
Dude, the fact that the Commanders got Javon Kinlaw for 3 years, $45 million is the biggest steal of any deal I've ever seen. I'm so impressed. Yeah. I'm glad for that.
I do think, though, you guys think the Rams are just going to coast to first place? We ought to realize Matthew Stafford's old, and who's their backup? Jimmy G.
And he's good for rolling his ankle twice. No, Stafford's good to roll his ankle twice a year.
That's true. They're an older team. Adams is older.
Yeah.
Puka Nakua's a great player.
Yeah,
flat out.
Unreal.
Yes,
flat out.
Yeah, he's unreal.
What about the Seahawks? We just totally. I mean, what about if they get Milroe in there? I'm excited to see what they look like with Milroe.
Of course you are. right when the Seahawks drafted Milroe, I was like, oh my gosh, Grant Cohn. That's literally the first person I thought.
This is where football is going. You have 2 types of offenses: the Kyle offense, which is great because you get the intermediate passes over the middle, which lead to explosive plays. Problem is, I feel like those are where the interceptions come from because there's more bodies in the middle of the field. What's nice about the Philadelphia style of offense, it's rudimentary. It's just RPOs and deep shots, essentially. Very little interceptions. It's a bunch of dinks and dunks. It's a bunch of running the ball, and then when a defense overcommits, you take a shot down the field, or you have a guy run a deep comeback. That's essentially the Eagles' offense, and it works because it's low risk.
It also works when you have a Saquon Barkley in the backfield, and a guy like Jalen Hurts who can run the ball. I'm not obviously Milroe can run the ball, but Do you really think
I kind of
Jalen
like
Milrow
Kenneth
and
Walker. I kind
I
of
do
like Kenneth
too. I do
Walker.
too.
Yeah,
But do you really think Jalen
Jalen Milrow
Milrow
and Kenneth Walker.
and Kenneth Walker, there you go, are going to demand the same kind of respect and be as good as Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley?
No, not necessarily, but I think they'll be really good. I mean, damn, dude. Jalen Milrow is a better runner, in my opinion, than Jalen Hurts, although he's got to prove it in the NFL level. And of course, there's no running back better than Barkley, but I really do like Walker. It'll be interesting to see what he looks like with a dual threat quarterback. But we don't need to talk about the Seahawks for that much because I think people are leaving right now. I'm sorry. We're sorry for talking about the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't know. Screw the Seahawks. No one likes to talk about the Seahawks. Like
Jalen
Milrow, Grant, I think you're too high on Jalen Milrow. Yeah, he's fast.
Let's talk about basketball.
Like Jalen Milrow is just fast. That's it.
I'm surprised that they put Jalen Milrow in that Clint Kubiak wanted him. I would think he'd be more in like the Philadelphia Eagles. Coaching tree. I'm like, what is Clint Kubiak going to do with him? I mean, is he going to show Kyle Shanahan how it's done, how to develop a mobile quarterback?
He probably got sick and tired of, the Jimmy G, the Brocks, the Derek Carrs. Like, he's probably just tired of it.
Clint Kubiak did get a year with Taysom Hill, who I just want to say is a damn good football player. So he had a good, I mean, I'm not saying he's a starting quarterback, but he's a cool player to have on your team. Yeah. And Clint Kubiak, was exposed to him and how to pause and how to use him, pause. And sorry, but maybe he's taking some of that creativity with him. There you go. To Seattle. Yeah. So interesting to see.
We'll see.
Also, I felt like the Packers did a good job with Malik Willis last year, and they're in the Shanahan tree.
Speaking of that, can you imagine like if Maj's theory is right about the 1 year rental, why wouldn't the Packers trade for George Pickens?
Exactly. It's a 1 year rent. The Cowboys, I'm telling you right now, this Cowboys trade, stupid. Everyone's going to say, oh, you're an idiot. No, it's stupid. It's a 1 year rental, and you just gave up a 3rd and a 5th round pick. It's stupid for a guy that's a D.
I would imagine the stories about George Pickens aren't great. Like the level of
probably insane.
I would imagine
they're probably insane.
And a team like the Packers probably is like, we don't need that. Team like the Cowboys probably like, oh my God, you're famous. We could sell your jersey. Let's go.
Yes. Like Grant, George Pickens is the type of player, if CeeDee Lamb gets more receptions in a game than him, watch out. Watch out. George Pickens is going to D1 crash out. It's over.
I can't wait for it. It's going to be great.